Welcome to the Whiskey Chasers, where we talk about our passion for whiskey and its history, either amongst ourselves or while interviewing distilleries, all while enjoying a glass. I'm Steve.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Chris.
Please enjoy responsibly while enjoying this week's episode of the Whiskey Chasers.
I'd say we should smoke this. Unfortunately for you guys, you didn't pull and rub out. You didn't rub out ahead of time. I'm always eager to rub it out. So,
And what is that?
that is the Irish Flake.
Dark Fire.
Yep, Irish Flake, which is a good, strong, natural tobacco. Unlike them artificial kinds.
So, folks, we're having a Johnnie Walker, one that's no longer available, to my understanding.
A JW.
They actually changed up how they do it and what this is, but it's a 10-year-old select casks.
That's an exciting pour there,
Yeah,
Nick.
I know. I'm really
A little
excited.
heavy there.
That's a me kind of pour.
But this is a rye cask finish, an ex-rye barrel cask finish. So this is not a high rye blend.
What
this
a
is
treat. So it's not like their Johnnie Walker rye.
No, this is what was, from my understanding, this was what was before Johnnie Walker high rye. This is what they did.
Okay. And it's not available anymore.
I
Potentially.
don't believe so. I'm
probably.
hoping Steve
More than
confirms
likely.
that, but I don't believe it is.
It is not.
Okay, well, there you go.
And the high rye that you have, I don't believe is 10 years old. I don't
You
believe
mean
it
the
has
high
any-
rye that I had?
Oh, you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, that's totally gone. I was going to tell you I didn't get a chance. That was gone like a year and a half ago. They actually didn't last very long, to be honest with you.
Did you get that in
I got that
like
in
a
the
Secret Santa?
Christmas. Yeah, not the club one, but the
The ones with the roommates?
yeah yeah.
The online
The
one.
nationwide one? Yeah.
I got that from Benji,
Oh.
and I drank the crap out of it. At first, I was like, but he knows I like rye, so-
Right.
And then I was like, oh, this is actually pretty damn good.
Was it better than the Johnnie Walker, the movie one? The
You
Blade
know,
Runner.
I don't know, because the thing is that Blade Runner is a black. I don't think it's a double black. It's a black. And I like Johnnie Walker double black a lot. I like black too. But I don't think that Blade Runner one was anything special other than the bottle looks cool. But just a Johnnie Walker black in general, I like even more than the rye. Even though I like rye, I just like Johnnie Walker black. Double black especially is my favorite Johnnie Walker.
Okay, before you light up, you have to try this guy.
Before I light up. Sounds interesting. Sounds fun.
10 years old.
It's a 10-year.
Yep, it's a
Okay.
10 year.
So
Yeah, I
their
was gonna
black is
say.
normally
And
10.
it says it right on the thing. Yeah.
Right on the top of the screw.
I think the only thing that they do 10 years is black. And then double black is no age statement.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is interesting, I think. But I like the double black better. Rye cask finish.
Ex-rye whiskey casks for a
Aged
distinctive
first
flavor.
fill is American oak, and then
What do you
finished
think
in
of there?
Ex-rye.
It's good. I just had to share at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that body movement was unrelated.
That shiver was suspect.
Wasn't sure what to think about that.
Unrelated.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to dip in
I know.
a second time. I might as well just do it. Like I did last time. I was like, I need another pour.
So before Steve goes into, we've done Johnnie Walker on the podcast, but I got really excited when I saw this because it's ex-rye, rye cask finish. Chris and I've always talked about what would happen if you did a bourbon or a Scotch in rye barrels. What would happen? That spice, that flavor.
Yeah, like a first fill rye.
But also, I know that Johnnie Walker had their hand. Oh, this would have been 2018. Yeah, 2017, 2018, when I first moved to Columbus. They had their hand in what they called the Blenders Select.
Yes. Yeah, Blender Select. Yeah.
Which they did wine, they did espresso.
That one had a pink, it had like a pink label.
That was the
and
wine one,
It was
yeah.
very fancy.
And then a triple oak. And
was
then
that the Jane Walker?
Jane came after that.
Yeah,
that
okay,
sparked
that's
the
right.
Jane Walker.
The Jane
Yeah.
Walker.
So that series sparked Jane Walker. But I was hoping that this was either a part of that or came out of that. But I don't think it did. I think this was before it. And Steve might correct me if I'm wrong in all of that.
I will say on the nose, in the glass, it's very not like, there's not a whole lot going on. It's very muted.
But is it Johnnie Walker?
No,
What you would expect?
no, not at all. No, it really doesn't smell like much like anything. It just smells like a basic Scotch. Like nothing crazy.
Right.
Like really nondescript.
So this is actually great that we're having this after we had the Cummings
Cardew.
because this is their
Whoa.
Cardew is their base of that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I put it in the mouth,
That's really nice.
put it right in the mouth,
Good.
and I let it sit in there
That's
for a
great
minute.
after we just talked
Yes.
about the Cummings.
I let it sit in there for a minute. What do they call that? Soaking?
Nope. I don't-
Anyway. No, that's the Amish. Never mind. That's something different. But anyway, I did put it in the mouth, let it sit in there for a minute. And I was like, this is like nothing. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
And then I swallowed it and I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, pow, like right in the kisser. Like, and then you get hit with like a two combo, like 2-punch combo of like rye and something else I haven't figured out yet.
Is it rye and
the
peat?
aftertaste there isn't much other than what's in the chest. But boy, oh boy, I was kind of like bored. This is stupid. I don't like it. And then boom,
Like what
this
the heck?
is something really different
Yeah.
and amazing. And I love that it was like
Delayed.
delayed. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like that guy at like the start of a race, and everybody takes off, and you're that guy that sits there for a minute, and then all of a sudden, you're like, wow, that guy did have something going on. Like he was just revving his engine or something. I don't know, but it was like nothing, boom, something.
Okay, so you finished your high rye already before Steve even gets into the history.
You're good.
What
No,
are we doing?
There's not a ton of history
Okay, good.
other than what we've already gone
Okay.
over with Jack or with Johnny.
Johnny,
So,
good old J Dog,
My understanding is this
JW
was the predecessor
for that.
for the high rye.
Well, I will tell you one
But
thing.
the high
right
rye
now.
is not finished in X rye
The high
casks.
rye was kind of rye throughout.
Okay.
This thing is like nothing, and then boom, it's something. And I like that. I like the fact that it's not just as soon as you smell it or drink it, you get the flavors. I like the fact that it really is kind of like that delayedness is really cool.
This whole thing fascinates me because we're talking a 10-year-old scotch from Johnnie Walker. So blended. And we already know that Lagavulin is involved in Johnnie Walker. We know that Cardew, I was going to say Port Helen. I think they were part of Johnnie Walker at the same time. But we're talking like massively different types of scotch from different regions, different blends, different peat levels, smoke levels. To this, at 10 years old, you start it and you go, is this famous grouse? In the sense, is this an everyday drinker, no thinker, right? And then, like you said, Chris, all of a sudden it's like, nope.
No, it's not.
Someone flipped on the light switch. You're like, oh, crap.
It's like you forgot
That's
to
what I was
buckle
looking
up,
at?
and then somebody hits the gas too far,
Yeah.
like too hard, and you're like, "Oh, let me put this on just in
Right.
case." You ever done that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
You're like, maybe I should have this on. Like, that's all right, you know.
Yep.
It's and you know what's interesting is how long it hangs out in the chest for a Johnnie Walker. I would never like say Johnnie Walker is kind of like girthy or strong, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But this hangs out in the chest for a minute for Johnnie Walker. It's and I'm guessing the proof is like what 80, like it's always right.
It's a little bit up, isn't it?
This one's 46.
okay,
Or,
okay.
92 proof, yeah.
92
So it's a
proof,
little
yeah.
bit
Yeah,
It's
higher,
up a little bit. Yep.
but
But did
to
that
hang
come
out
from
in
the
the
rye?
chest for that long, it's kind of like, all right, all
It'll
right.
be interesting to see like how it builds. Like as you keep drinking, the more that continues to like ramp up.
I'm super interested to see what happens with the pipe. Because at first it's an everyday drinker, no thinker kind of scotch. Will the pipe fill that in before it hits the second part, before someone steps on the gas? Or is that idea stupid? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
Yeah, that's interesting. It very well might fill in that like, you know, that first gear
right.
before you go straight to third. if you've ever had a manual, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need second.
Right.
Also, I like to hang out in third at like a stop, and then I just kind of really kind of rev it up, and then I'd go take off in third gear. You ever done that? Not recommended for
Not
your
recommended.
no, but this is like skipping a gear.
I did have a manual car that was missing first gear.
There
That
you
was
go.
my very first car. That
you
was
just driving. You just start and stop in
just-
second.
yep.
I drove a manual with the emergency brake on for a long time, and it kept
On
dying on me.
purpose?
And I couldn't figure out what. No, I kept dying on me, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. I was like, man, I'm really good with the clutch, and I figured out way too late. The emergency brake's on. No, still crud. You know what I mean? Like, pulled that thing off, and it never died again. I never had one problem.
I've never owned a manual, and I never learned to drive one when I started driving. But later on, when I went to college, my roommate in college, which is the person that I learned
most everything I know about cars from. He's a big car guy. My dad was not a car guy, so I didn't learn anything about cars growing up. But when I went to college, my roommate was, so I learned a lot from him. And he was rebuilding a Jeep Willys, a Willys Jeep, like a military Jeep.
Oh,
One of
yeah.
those deals.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It was a blast. And so that's what I learned how
Gas
to
guzzler,
drive.
I'm sure. I bet that thing was just sucking it down.
Well, it still used lead gas. And so you had to add the lead to it and
I need the
everything.
lead.
And so
Where do you go get the lead?
You can still get
there's an
leaded.
additive.
Yeah, you
And
can
so
get leaded.
You get unleaded gas, but then you add the lead into it.
Yeah, you can choose it leaded gas. Yeah. Still a thing.
Still a thing.
Sorry,
Still,
what?
Still a thing.
And so
It's
but yeah,
still a thing?
Still a thing. Yeah.
still a thing.
Yeah, sure.
So like you can buy the additive.
Most cars will say make sure you use unleaded gas. Yeah, because there's still leaded out there.
I didn't know there's
Yeah,
still lead out
absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And also diesel.
I was never. Oh, yeah.
There's also diesel.
Yeah, I was never with him at a place that sold leaded gas, but he had the additive, so you just
There's
put that
places
into
you
it.
Google it. There's places
Yeah.
around. You'll see it every now and then. You go to a gas station and you got diesel, leaded, unleaded.
But he was one. His philosophy on teaching was to put you in the worst possible situation
Yes.
and
Sink or
try to
swim.
get.
Yes,
And then you just
that's how
figure
you
out
learn how to
do it.
drive.
Yeah.
Dude, my
It's like
dad
throwing
taught me
someone
how to
in the
drive
deep
like
end of the
that
pool.
too. I ever tell you that story? He'd take me to the cemetery, and we'd go halfway up a hill because it was very hilly. And we go halfway up a hill, and he'd say, "Stop!" And then he'd say, "If you roll back at all, you failed." And then I'd go, and obviously he'd roll back some. He's like, "Fail!" So I didn't get to drive on a real road until I could go up halfway up a hill, stop in a manual, and then start without rolling back at all.
Is that where the e-brake came into play?
No. And that's the thing is because if you've ever been in a manual and people come right up to your ass, right on your ass, and then you're on a hill and you're like, dude, when this thing turns green and I hit you, that's going to be your damn fault. But you got to be able to go without rolling back because you will collide. People come right up on your tail and you're like, dude, you almost need a bumper sticker that says, manual, give me some freaking room or it's on you.
So for him, we went like by his pond and like the edge of the pond. So we're like dang near a 45-degree angle. Like we're going straight up.
Oh, by a
And just
pond?
the next
That's a
lesson is how
terrible
to
idea.
escape from a car when you're
not into a
underwater.
pond,
Okay.
but like along the edge of it. So
He's
you're
gonna
just
pop
going
the clutch and
straight
roll
up.
right in the pond.
Right?
Shit.
So that's how I had to learn how to
This is
drive
now
it.
all
Was
terrain.
like on like a 45-degree angle, damn near. It was rough, but we got it. So
You see, the way that I was taught, like say I was going to park, I always left it in first and turned it off. I never use the emergency brake, but you see a lot of people do that. And that's why the one time when I rode, I was riding with a guy who did use the emergency brake and I didn't think about it. So I get in, it's in neutral, I throw it into reverse and I'm going and then I throw it in first. Every now and then it like die on me from a stop. And I was like, what the crud? It took me like a while, like 15 minutes before I realized, oh, the emergency
So-
brake's on.
There's two different thoughts on that, right? I prefer to throw it in.
The emergency brake?
No.
Oh,
throw it into first.
Yeah, and then park it. Yeah.
But then there's those that don't realize that because they're the e-brake people and they try to turn on the car before pushing the clutch and it jolts forward.
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, what happened?
What happened?
Pushing the clutch. Why do I need to push
You
in the
shouldn't
clutch?
be. Yeah, clutch should always be in. You're turning it on. Anytime your foot's on the brake, really. I mean, other than that, unless you're feathering it. But here's the thing about manuals, and if you don't drive like this, you shouldn't drive a manual. But if you don't know how to coast, for the love of God, to slow down, you don't need to put your freaking brake on every time you need to slow down. It's called think ahead.
Take your
You
foot off
see
the
people
gas.
do that. Anybody you're like tap, tap, tap when the brakes and they're in front of you, they're like hitting their brakes on everything. It's like, learn how to freaking coast, dude. It's foot off the gas.
Yeah.
A couple seconds before you need to brake and it will slow down and you'll be set. And that's another thing. When you learn how to drive in Tennessee, like I did, there's all those hills and stuff. And if you used your brake the way people do here in Ohio, you would not have brakes. You burn right through those things. It's coast. Gas on, gas off. Gas on, gas off. You don't need to be hitting your brakes every 5 minutes, then gas. Brake, gas, brake, gas. So what are you doing, man? Just let off the gas.
right.
Brakes are
It'll slow
emergency
down
only, yeah.
automatically, dude. Like learn how to, and then use the curve to your advantage and stuff.
Yeah.
Or hills or whatever it is. But you drive a manual, you learn that quick because you hit your brake a little too much without hitting your clutch.
It's a
Goodbye.
problem.
Yeah. Goodbye.
So you said that this bottle was you thought it was the precursor
Yes.
to the high rye. So they did the order of that is right.
Okay.
So the high rye came out in 2021. I think it was. This came out in 2015.
2015.
Yes, this is early.
Okay.
And
Early.
They were. It sounded like they were going to do a lot of select casks finishes.
That's why I thought the blenders was
Yeah.
part of it. Yeah.
And so, but I don't think they did very many of them. They did do a sherry cask. I know that.
They did, yeah.
But that's kind of the only other one that I know of. That I don't know if they did any other ones. But it sounded like this was going to be like a thing that they were going to do, and they just never really did it. It seems.
You know, to your point, Nick, this pipe. I think the pipe
Does
does
it fill
fill
it
in.
in?
I do think it does fill it in because there's a lot less of a drag when you first sip it now, but you still get that really interesting aftertaste.
It's full body.
Or no, I shouldn't say aftertaste. After like second bridge of the on the palate, it's not very Johnnie Walker-ish.
No, not at all.
It's really not. And
Maybe
leaves a
that's why they
really
got rid of it.
cool- It leaves a really cool kind of aftertaste.
Yeah.
That kind of lingers.
You know what it reminds me of? It slightly reminds me of Liberty Pole. Their peated rye.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Their peated rye has way more flavor than this, but that like the light switch going on
The
is
light
almost
switch,
like,
yeah.
oh,
There's not as
this
much
is
of a
that.
lull.
Yeah.
But if I will say, if this didn't have that like 2 punch at the end, I don't know. I think it'd just be so basic that it'd be what. And it's not Johnnie Walker basic. It's like not.
Where is this second punch that you're
The
talking
two- the
about?
two
When you're-
punch?
Yeah, when you're drinking. Where is that?
Here, let me take a sip and I'll tell you.
Is it just like a second flavor? You mean? I'm kind of wondering
Punch.
So it's
Punch.
not a punch. So for me, I wouldn't say it's a punch. If we're talking manuals, right? It's that
Shifting from first to second
yeah,
kind of
like
a thing, or
slight
second to
drop
therd.
Of
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
I guess
I'm shifting out.
It's kind of
there's
the
a slight
same.
drop.
Kind of the
and
same
I'm
thing.
going
It's like I'm thinking of like so, like in boxing terms, like jab cross, right?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why I think a 2 punch. Like the first one's kind of like a quick, like get your attention, but then the cross, like the right cross, is gonna kind of really kind of rock you a bit. And I guess that's what I'm getting. It goes from like nothing to like, wow, there's something, and then as soon as I'm done with that thought, it's like, here it is.
So on the box, the only flavor it mentions is vanilla.
Vanilla?
So could it be
Well, in like the tasting notes?
like
Is that what it
first,
says?
yeah. So like first you get that hit of rye and then it fills in with vanilla
With creaminess.
But it's like the combination of rye and vanilla is a little bit strange, so it's hard to tell that it's vanilla. at
I
the end.
don't think it is. So here's what's interesting to me when you say the tasting notes, the only thing they have is vanilla. I don't mean this in a bad way for people from Scotland. I don't know that they understand rye, like
No.
the variety and depths of rye. So to only say this has vanilla, there's so much more going on once you hit that drop. There's so many other steps involved. You're like, oh, I get rye, I get spice. Okay, there's something else, but it's like Johnnie Walker-esque of like, it's like sweet Cardew with a little bit of smoky, but not incredibly deep. It's something. It's weird. There's
It is
something
strange.
there. Yeah.
I get that. For me, I felt like it was a little bit more like touching electrical wire real quick. Like that's the rye. At the end, it's like, and then something else is happening, and I can't quite
I
put my
think
finger
you're.
on
I
it.
think you're on to it, Ryan. Because what I would agree with you. What I get is like really kind of nothing, maybe some like basic Scotch kind of a thing, but then it hits me with this rye spice, and it's more of like a dry rye. But then what it with like the second part, what it fills in is this like clove and vanilla. And as it's kind of rounding that out, and it's like a good amount of it, because like it's like a
And it does round out.
It's not like a slide. It's like a super slide. What do you call that? When you're wet slide? What do you call that?
Slip and slide.
Slip and slide. Yeah, it's not like if you were to like think of a regular slide that's in the heat all day, like that's fun. But then like a slip and slide, that's a lot of fun. So like that's what I feel like that amount of clove and vanilla, and as that's coming out, it kind of the smokiness, the Scotch kind of. And that to me is like a really cool kind of venture through of tastes, because that rye spice is really good. It's really kind of the American rye, like a dry American rye. Then to come into like a weird vanilla kind of clove kind of note with a Scotch, then to finish up with a Scotch-esque kind of smoke. That's an interesting, cool.
It's like a floating sort of thing.
Yeah.
But here's the weird part is I feel like most will get this. The rye in this is Indiana rye. This is 95.5 rye. Like this is like pungent rye.
Yeah.
This is not like
not a wet rye. Not like a real.
We're not talking like Journeyman. We're not talking like a weeded
super
rye.
spicy
right.
Yeah.
Like this is like I don't want to say
like a winter rye.
Yeah, it's pungent, but I feel like the Scotch softens that punch from the pungent. Like it softens that blow from a pungent 95.5, like Indiana MGP
It's not
rye.
harsh, but what it is unexpected.
Yes.
So I think that makes it more like it looks taller than it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, 1,000%.
The kind of guy that carries himself like he's over 6 foot, but he's really like 5'9.5". You'd never think he's that short because he carries himself. You know, that's the kind of rye it is. But I think the type of vanilla that I'm getting is kind of like that. You ever had like a McDonald's soft serve vanilla? It's like that kind of vanilla.
Like a very fake
Like artificial?
vanilla?
Yeah.
Like artificial, but in a good way. In a very creamy mouthfeel, kind of all like encompassing kind of a
So like
vanilla.
a McFlurry?
No, like straight up. If you've ever had like just
Like
a
a
regular
swirl
cone
cone
of a
of
swirl
vanilla.
cone of the vanilla ice cream, that's what I get. Like the McDonald's vanilla, which is like a really good vanilla, and it's really good consistency for like not real ice cream. That's kind of vanilla it is. It's more than like it's not the vanilla you get with bourbon. If that's what I'm saying.
What kind of vanilla do you get with bourbon?
Like a natural vanilla.
like
a
vanilla
natural
bean?
vanilla
Yeah.
bean. Have you ever had like vanilla beans at the house that you or your wife has
scrape it
made,
out? Yeah.
or you made your own vanilla extract or whatever, which we've had that bourbon aged vanilla extract, which is fantastic. But we actually have vanilla beans at the house, so we use. That's what usually what I get when I'm talking about vanilla flavoring. It's like a real vanilla flavoring, not like the actual like what you're like grape flavored candy does not taste like grape, right? So vanilla, like artificial vanilla, like vanilla does not taste like real vanilla. So when I say vanilla, I'm thinking like real organic vanilla. But what I'm talking about here is like what you think of as like vanilla, like the grape candy versus real grapes, like the grape flavor, the vanilla
Candy
flavor.
vanilla.
like
Yeah.
artificial
like, or
vanilla.
like French vanilla instead of
Yes,
natural
yes,
vanilla, like
exactly.
vanilla
Breyers
flavoring.
kind of,
Yeah.
Okay. So like cowtails.
But it doesn't taste artificial, but it's that artificial. Yeah, cowtails,
Yes.
vanilla.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
caramel.
Yep. Yeah.
Which what a great combo. I
Cowtails
love
are amazing.
cowtails. I do. I
You
love
don't
cowtails.
like cowtails?
I don't, but
He
I
doesn't
don't like
He
caramel.
doesn't like caramel, which
you
also
don't like caramel.
what the hell?
Why do you
Yeah.
like bourbon?
Vanilla and caramel. He
Right.
does. He likes bourbon.
The
Yeah.
two flavors.
Yeah. The two flavors everybody pulls out. I'm getting. Let me guess. Caramel and vanilla.
I don't mind the
A little bit
flavor
of coffee,
of
brown
caramel.
sugar, no shit.
Right.
I don't like caramel sticking to my teeth.
Okay.
Oh, but cowtails. That's
But here's the thing.
That's like a doughy.
You should
soft-
stick to your
But
teeth.
do you like the flavor of it? Like if you were to suck on caramel but
Yeah, like
not
a
chew it,
Werther's, like a
would
hard
you like
candy
it?
Oh,
Werther's.
Werther's I like.
Okay,
But,
so
like,
you
the
need to
caramel,
you need to
like-
change this. You should not say I don't like caramel.
Okay, hold on.
I don't
You like caramels.
Hold on.
I don't like the caramels, or I don't like the way the caramels feel. It's a texture thing, not a flavor.
Tell me the last caramel candy flavored whatever
don't
that you
ask
were able
me.
to suck on.
Yeah, don't ask
That was
me.
not soft.
I can't suck on anything. I always chew it.
Yeah,
Very
I'm a
quickly.
chewer.
Do you
too.
guys
I'm a
know of
chewer.
anything that's not soft for caramel?
Well, Werther's is the only.
Werther's.
Yeah.
You could
That's butterscotch.
You could suck on no.
I mean, a butterscotch
No,
one
no,
is,
no,
but
no.
there's a regular caramel
The
one.
caramel Werther's are caramel.
Standard Werther's are caramel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been
Yeah,
proven
butterscotch
wrong.
and caramel. Yeah. Butterscotch and Werther's are two different things. Butterscotch disc and a Werther are they're worlds apart.
I thought that Werther's was butterscotch.
No.
No,
it's
That's
no,
Brock's.
no. That's
Brock's butterscotch disc.
Brock's butterscotch discs, which also are fantastic.
They are great. Yeah.
It's another old man. Like if you don't have Werther's, you have the yellow or orange
yellow
cellophane
wrapper, yeah.
butterscotch disc
Or peppermints.
or cream savers back in the
Werther's
day.
does make a butterscotch,
But it's not their
It's not
standard.
the standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love cream savers.
Yes.
Have you guys
When those
ever
are out.
had?
But I'm not a texture eater. I've eaten things I don't like the texture of, but I like the flavor of, so I will eat it.
Yeah.
But some people are texture people, and I get that. You don't like the texture of caramels, but that doesn't mean you don't like caramel. I could make you a caramel
I hate
macchiato
fudge.
that's completely
But I
liquid.
like cookie dough.
Would you like that? Would you like a caramel macchiato completely liquid, not going to affect your teeth? Do you like the flavor of it? Yes or no?
Oh, okay. So we're getting into weird depths here.
I mean, I guess
so,
caramel macchiato is coffee mixed with caramel, but still it's very the way
but
I do it, it's very
prefer,
caramel.
I prefer more coffee than caramel because caramel's too sweet. I prefer black coffee and
Dude, I
black
love
espresso.
caramel.
I mean,
I
I'm
always
good with
say,
that.
like,
You're
you
not
know,
a sweet guy.
when I order this, I always say, you know, like the unhealthy amount of caramel. I want you to take that and I want you to double that.
So Chris, I went.
Mary's done that
I
for me
went to
before.
Starbucks
She
the other
gives
day,
that
yeah.
order every time.
I said I'd like a caramel macchiato with an extra shot and half of the syrup. And get done typing in, pause, and she looks at me and she goes, we can't do half pumps.
Good for them.
And I said,
And nor
no,
should you.
no, I want half of the syrup that you normally do. And she goes, yeah, we can't do half pumps.
Sir, we can't short stroke it.
How can they not do half a pump? There's just no way to measure it, really. I
it's
guess.
hard to short stroke
like this.
You're
Go like this. just instead of pushing all the way down,
when
push
you
halfway down.
when you think you're about, you think you're about halfway, you might be right at the bottom.
So she goes,
you never know.
She goes, so is 2 pumps good? In my head, I go, well, I asked for
Yeah, at least
half
do
the syrup.
one
If I
pump.
asked for half the syrup, you go more. No, go
how many-
less.
How many pumps do you normally
should have just
do?
said one
Cut
pump.
that in half.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a one pump kind of guy. Some people have that problem. I'm more of like a multiple pump kind of guy.
It's kind of sad if 2 pumps is the standard pump and she couldn't
Right.
divide it by half.
Right.
That would be really
That
sad.
is true.
What is happening?
That is
now?
true. No, see, I'm like, and Mary's order that because I always get the extra shot. You know this,
Oh no,
but then it's like
it's pointless because you
like
get extra
the
syrup.
insanity amount of caramel you would ever give a living person. That's always what I want double of.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten it before where it's been like this huge chunk, like a 2-inch chunk of caramel at the bottom, and I'm like, yes, finally somebody gets it right. That's how much I like of the caramel.
That's sad. That's so sad.
Yeah, I love caramel, dude.
I
Like
love
caramel
I
is
love
so great.
caramels.
Caramel
I love-
apples.
I love all of it.
all the caramel. I could take a bath in caramel and then I'd lick myself because it's great. It's fantastic.
Clean as a whistle.
Clean as a whistle.
Is it weird for me to say I'd like to see that?
This is why I'm sitting on the other side of the table.
So Chris, you like hard candy?
Yes, I do like hard candy, but I can't not crunch it. Well, you know what's also back, but it's also very expensive. But I had a
Crap
crap
candy?
load of this growing up. Was the Altoid sours?
Oh,
Remember this? They came in fancy tins.
The orange and
Those were
raspberry.
good, but they're super expensive because like some third parties making them. I'm still an Altoids guy, curiously strong mints, but I like the sours. Those were good. You
So are
remember
they
that?
not Altoids anymore?
No, dude, this was like 2000.
So they're an off-brand.
No,
They're
yeah.
out there, but somebody else makes
But
it.
Somebody
it's
else.
candy, not a mint, right?
It's candy, dude. It's like sour. It was like sour candy in a cool tin before that was a thing.
Tangerine and raspberry.
I don't even think
if I
it's a thing.
remember right.
Tangerine
Yeah,
and maybe
Was it
raspberry,
raspberry?
maybe raspberry.
but they
Tangerine
were
were the best. They were orange.
like orange, but like almost like white coated on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and you know, it's another good hard candy. What is it? Crown and Queen? Probably.
I don't know
You've
what
seen
that
these.
is.
I get the tins of it, and they're covered in powdered sugar, but they're made in Europe.
Oh, yeah,
Made in Europe.
yeah.
You've had them. They're great. They have great flavors. Just fantastic.
You taste them
I like
before
a
you
good
crunch
hard
them.
candy, but I do crunch the and it's terrible for your teeth. It's just terrible for your teeth.
I'm
I have
like
such a
you.
hard
I
time.
will not. I won't like suck them forever.
I can't do it.
I will chew them.
Yeah,
As
I can.
soon
I
as
can only.
can.
I can only suck on it for so long.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna have to bite. down.
Eventually, it's gonna have to get.
My favorite part was Chris looking at Henry going, "Do not crunch on that."
Bad for your
And
teeth.
it's bad for your teeth. And I looked at Henry and go, "Do not be like your dad."
Then he instantly crunched on it. Dude, he's just like me. If I give him a hard candy, it's like it's usually about like 30 seconds. That's really a crunch. And that's how I am.
How do you
Dude,
get the
it's ter-
flavor out of it?
I don't know. And then I pop another one. Next thing you know, you've had like 28 Werthers in 2 minutes. And you're like, I have a problem. I don't know if it's a problem with not being patient or it's a problem with like having too many, but I have a problem. There's
I'm the
something
same
there.
way. Yeah.
You're like the owl that can't lick to the center.
Oh, dude,
but
I could never get to the center. I could never get to the center. No.
The nice thing about this bottle is they did not be impatient.
No,
Feel like for
they
a
did
rye
not.
barrel,
10
they did
years
not be
Is
impatient.
nice.
But so we've had Compass Box, not their is it their Glasgow blend? We had the barrel of the single barrel where we talked about marrying. I have it downstairs. I have to let you try it.
Single barrel compass box?
Yes, we had it on the podcast.
Oh,
I don't know if you were there, but
I might
we
need a
talked
refresher.
about we talked about that idea of marrying like within Scotch they have marriages within barrels. So Cardew, Lagavulin, all those may be aged separately, then they blend together and throw them into separate barrels.
And then they let them sit.
But that's the marriage of those barrels that they then take back and blend together for the final product. My question is, where did this touch the rye cask?
That's a good
to
question. And how long was it
finish?
in there?
Well, how long?
Not 10 years.
Well, how long was it in there? But like, at what point was it after they blended, or did they let everything sit separately in rye cask and then blend it? Was that the cask? The select cask.
I would assume that this is post marrying. I think that they married them together and then let them sit.
I think you're right,
That's
Steve.
the
I would
fascinating.
agree
So
with you.
the-
It's a complex flavor.
yes. So
which
the
would,
thought
which would
process.
lend your to belief that would be the case.
The crazy thought process. We started with, I believe, the series out with Berlotic. I could be wrong. We had Berlotic somewhere along the way, which was insane because every bottling is different. And we're talking like 80 plus bottles or barrels. To blend these, to marriage these together, then let them sit and marry, and then bring something back for a rye cask finish, and to get this, what?
I love that idea
Yeah.
too.
How do you
to age
get-
separately and then age together.
Yeah,
Then I do love that idea
But like how
of complex flavors, layered flavors.
Okay, so layered flavors, you pull this out, you try it, and you go, man, this tastes amazing. And then you go, you know what would be good? Rye.
Well, I mean,
A rye cask
that is
finish.
genius because it is hard to pull something at the particular flavor profile you want and then to decide, well, let's do this as well. Like,
So what were you thinking?
it could ruin something.
Right. Was
Yeah.
this an experiment?
I think it was an experiment that turned out, but a 10-year one.
Right. Like, what the heck?
They had to have had some sort of like, this is going to work.
Got a batch of rye barrels and didn't know what to do with them, and gave it
or
a try.
yeah, they had some
They were
stuff
like,
that
yeah,
was
this'll
aged
work,
out.
yeah.
And I mean, we're talking Johnnie Walker. They have
Right.
aged stuff. It's not
I
like
mean, we're
they're
talking
a loss is
Diageo,
not going to
yeah.
be as lost like for a craft, like a loss. You
I mean,
know,
we're talking Bullet. They probably had, this is what, 2014, you said? 2015?
2015. Yep.
So they had Bullet rye at that point.
this is good. We've also talked about mixing like actual portions of rye with scotch to see what that would be like. That would be something I'd still be interested in
Right.
trying or seeing what would happen. And that would be interesting also marrying those together in a barrel. Like that would be weird. But this is interesting. I like it. And it's just not what I would expect after looking at that.
I'm kind of upset
Like I
they
didn't
don't
think that it would
still
be,
do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that does.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
now
this
that you bring that up, what a Debbie Downer, dude.
This is
Yeah,
over
that
then.
does suck.
Just kind of
Completely
ruined it.
over.
This
Yes.
is done. This is done.
Yeah,
So
this is it, Ryan.
They're
You're not going to be able
compromised.
to try this
Yeah.
again.
All right.
Supposedly-
I might need a little more.
Yeah, you might as
Please help
well.
yourself. Yeah.
Let's take a minute to talk about the tobacco, if I can,
Yeah,
while
what
you're,
are we
while
drink-
you're
what are
doing
we
that, Nick.
smoking?
Because I will say it's Peterson's Irish Flake, which we've done on the podcast before. I think one time. It's been sitting in my pipe room for a minute. I haven't even revisited it. But remember, if we talked about this on the podcast being like such a stout blend and blah 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 and all this stuff, and we really did enjoy it. But I will say, after smoking this tonight, and maybe it's because I dried mine out a little ahead of time. I don't know. This is a great pipe tobacco. Like holy cow! Talk about some full flavor.
Okay.
Really well burning, really well behaving, very good, earthy, real tobacco, robust tobacco flavor.
What's in this?
I think
Just burley?
I think it's just. Well, I'll tell you. I think it's just. There's not much. It's really kind of its own.
Because if I remember, there wasn't much in there. Like there wasn't much flavor.
It says it's a full-bodied blend made of equal proportions, air-cured, flue cured, dark-fired Virginia and Burley.
There we
That's
go.
right.
Okay,
So
Burley and Virginia.
dark-fired
Okay.
Virginia, which is
But the flue,
wow, that's
yeah.
interesting, and then Burley.
Because you
Um,
thought about dark fired Kentucky with this guy when we had it on the podcast the first time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Maybe-
earthy and slightly sweet. Yeah.
Was
Dude,
this the
this
high
is-
nicotine one?
Strength
Maybe-
5.
Maybe this was the high
Strength
nicotine.
5.
Yeah. This was supposed to, this will knock you on your ass if you're not used to stronger blends for sure. And I could tell that. It's a full, dude, this is full flavor. This is not just espresso. This is really good espresso if you've never had espresso before. That's what that would be like. If you went from like regular drip coffee to like a really high end Italian espresso, that's what this would be like going from like Captain Black to this. Would be insane. This is really good for someone who smokes pipes all the time. This is full flavored, really good.
What's interesting is hearing you talk about that. So I referenced this probably Christmas or New Year's about the tobacco that was high nicotine. You're like, man, this will put someone on their rear, right? But smelling this compared to the previous one, this is less peppery, but it sounds weird, it fills in the gaps at the beginning smell-wise for this scotch. It adds some character, like some depth.
What flavor is on this is straight throughout.
And it's not peppery. It's like...
It's earthy.
Yes.
It's tobacco.
Yes.
This is tobacco. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think of.
Yeah, it is. It's just kind of a straight tobacco. It's very much, Perique and stuff adds that kind of a peppery note to it that you're talking about, that it adds like a spice to it. And that almost feels like a topper or something. Like it's something being added to.
It's like cracked pepper on top of things.
Yeah. Whereas this is just a straight, like you said,
The
it's
whole
just
way
straight
through.
tobacco.
Straightforward tobacco, but in a good, rich, dark, strong, earthy, bold kind of way. And I appreciate that. Like we try so much stuff that does have different flavor profiles, and then it kind of goes up and down or left and right or whatever. And I do appreciate that. I really like that. But sometimes it's good to have something that's just strong and good all the way through. Kind of like the way a good coffee is, in my opinion. Like there are coffees out there that kind of do all that stuff, these roller coaster rides or whatever. But now and then you get a coffee that's kind of just good, and I like it black, but a good black coffee that's just coffee throughout, strong, full flavored, bold, all the way through. And that's what this is.
So I could be wrong. That tobacco with this glass, is this Johnnie Walker double black, but in an X rye cask?
With this pipe, maybe.
Right.
'Cause it's adding some stuff that this is lacking.
With
I
that
could see that.
tobacco.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like oak tobacco, not oak, but age almost.
Yeah, the double black, the Johnnie Walker double black is Johnnie Walker with a fuller body and more smoke and oak. That's what I get. And I guess this would, actually, this would be really good with Johnnie Walker double black.
It would be.
Yeah,
The pipe?
Yeah, this tobacco just in general, but it's really good with this as well. This is more, this has got a little bit more of delicate kind of in the beginning, but then it kind of comes in with that like rye, which is hearty and dry, and then kind of ends up with this really cool, like really, really very flavorful, I hate to say artificial, but really flavorful vanilla and clove with a little bit of smoke at the end. And with this, it goes well because this is kind of like, it's not the paper for the paint, but it is kind of working alongside it to kind of bolster it. It's like lifting. It's like the short kid that maybe needs to be lifted up when he's like looking at a speech or a concert or something.
Above the crowd?
Yeah, just lift it up just a little bit. Like you're standing on your brother's shoulders a little bit. You don't need to, but like it does make it better.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve, does this remind you at all of an American single malt?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Why?
I'm glad
part
you
of
say
it-
that because I don't either.
Yeah.
Well,
What
so
part of it is giving you that?
I'm glad and not glad that you said that at the same time, because there's this. So after a glass and then some poured in, it becomes sour. Like that first that first dip or punch for rye becomes almost like a sour green rye that I get for American.
You mean like a green apple sour green or like an unripe grape kind of sour?
The only and best way I can describe it is the flavor I get from an Indiana rye, a 95.5. That
I get what you're saying.
MGP,
That kind of
like,
sour.
It's just like
Slightly sour.
yeah, it's not sour candy.
It's more like the way that if you add a little bit of vinegar or something.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yep. Like it takes it a little dip and then comes right back
If you've
up.
ever added a little vinegar to like meat, like a sour broth, that is sour.
Or if you think of like Frank's hot sauce that is vinegar, like you have that dip in vinegar and then you're hot and you're like, oh, okay. Like
Frank's hot
I don't
is
know what I
not
just
hot.
had. Yeah. No,
But yes,
it's
I know
like,
what you mean.
you're like, I just went into vinegar and then some like flavor and spice. And I'm
Yeah, I
back
get
down to
what
vinegar,
you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the base. It's like more than a
Yes.
base. It's like wait. It's a very Frank's and Tabasco, very vinegar based sauces.
Yeah.
Little bit of peppers.
That's what I get from this. And that's why I think of American Single Malt is that like that dip into like not vinegary, but like sour-ish and then coming back up.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't equate that to American single malts though.
Oh, okay.
Do you, Steve?
I don't know. I don't get a sour
You were
note
looking at me
from
I couldn't
American
tell
single
whether,
malts.
I couldn't
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
whether you agreed with me or not. You were just
I
looking at me
agree.
like,
yeah. I don't get a sourness from American single malt. The thing that you guys generally talk about is the thing you don't like about American single malt, that like
Aftertaste.
that
Yeah.
aftertaste thing. I do a little bit understand
It's more
what
stale,
that is.
less
It's-
sour.
it's like a staleness to it that's not, but it's not like, yeah, it's different than sour for me. Yeah. For me, that punch that you guys are talking about that comes from this is still very muted for me. It's there at the end.
Which
like
punch?
I do
The rye
kind of
punch
get
or
it. The anything. This is a
Any
very
flavor, okay.
watered down scotch to me. I get very little flavor out of
especially on the
that.
beginning. I
Yeah.
agree with you on the beginning. It's
And then
very disappointing.
I do kind of understand. I do get a little bit of that punch at the end. I went back for more. Like I had to get a second glass just to kind of do it multiple. Like I was really looking for it, and I found it then when I was like waiting for you guys talked about it, and I could like think about it. I found it, but before that, I would have never noticed.
I get what
it.
you're saying.
And so it was pretty mild there. After I started looking for it, I found it, and I kind of realized what you mean with that. But it's still a pretty small little dip.
Yeah.
It's still a small thing.
If
for
you're
me.
not sensitive to it, or you're not like really kind of, yeah, I could see a lot of people that aren't that, maybe don't have their palates quite like tuned, that would not, wouldn't think of anything about this.
Right.
Yeah, they wouldn't be as sensitive to it or something. And I think that you are, and that's why you picked up on it. But I
Yeah,
think
right.
if you
But I
weren't,
needed to like
you weren't in
think
the
about
right,
it.
yeah,
I
if you
needed
weren't
to
in the
look
right
for it.
headspace and
Yeah.
you're just trying to drink something, you might even miss it even still.
But before your pipe, did you catch any dips?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a sip before I smoked because you said to try it first, and I got regular old Johnnie Walker.
Really?
I got
This
nothing
is less.
special.
I think this is the first part. This is less than Johnnie Walker. But the first sip I had before I had my pipe was very like, don't like it. It's really stupid, very boring. And then boom, boom. But I think it was because it is such a I don't care about this. It's so nothing that when the flavor did kick, it kicked hard. That's the only thing I can think of. Like if it had any sort of flavor in the beginning, I don't know if it would be as good. I appreciate the fact that there's an absence of flavor and then flavor.
Something. Yeah. What about you,
Ryan?
Well, I think for me, the pipe is smoothing everything out a little bit more.
And you have the same Petersons. Or
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
same
okay.
thing.
Yep.
I think it's smoothing it out for me a little bit more. But I've been sitting here wondering, like, first of all, how do you get the ride to hit like second to last?
Yeah, how? Right.
That's kind of interesting to me. But also, what if the rye hit wasn't there second
It
to
would
last?
suck. This would suck without the rye.
What would it become? I don't think you'd be like waiting, and then all of a sudden, like this cloud-like pillow of vanilla something would rise up at the end. I think maybe it might be the little rye jolt that allows you
That initiates
to
that,
taste
yeah.
the vanilla stuff at the end. I'm just wondering, would that vanilla just disappear if it didn't have the rye?
It needs a slap and tickle.
Yeah, the rye's the slap, the vanilla's the tickle.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tickle would be weird without the slap.
Right?
You know what I mean?
You're just playing.
And a
What's
slap
that
without a
then?
tickle is kind of like, well, you're leaving me hanging, Yeah. I agree, Ryan. I think without that rye in there, it would be weird, and I don't think you would get that. Or if you did get it, you wouldn't appreciate it. You wouldn't know it for what it is. You need that kind of like slamming on the brakes to kind of experience the nice, gentle acceleration afterwards.
So here's the downside of this bottle. They were matured for 10 years in first Scotch fill American oak casks.
So they put this in American oak casks.
And then
Then the rye for not long, probably. It
Doesn't
says
say.
10 years, so
10
what,
years,
6 months
10
or-
years in American cask. First Scotch
3
fill.
months,
I
6
can't tell you what the
What they were originally.
Was
Yeah.
that like second use
I
for?
think what that means for Scotch fill means that
So there's second use, but we don't know if it's bourbon or if it's rye or what it is.
for whiskey aged in first fill American oak casks and then finished in next rye.
So they
So I think
aged
that
in
they're
American.
putting
That's
this
it.
in
Aged in American,
Ex
finished in
bourbon.
American.
Yep, ex bourbon barrels basically.
then- Rye.
ex bourbon,
And then next rye.
and that's their first fill, and then
And then X rye to
So
finish it
So it
all
went
off.
straight from the barrels went straight from aging bourbon to aging this.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I hear. And then
So that
then
makes
X
sense
rye
for the
for
vanilla.
an unknown amount of time. But on the front, it doesn't say anything about 10 years in those. Does it
Oh,
say
it's on the back.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a 10-year-old Scotch that's essentially a 10-year-old American bourbon second fill.
It's weird. It says matured for 10
then-
years. You know what could be? That'd be weird. What if they did half of it like in ex bourbon and half in rye? Because that could, the way that they're writing this could be that way.
Mhm.
Because it says matured for 10 years in first fill Scotch American oak and finished in casks formerly used to age rye whiskeys. I mean, it doesn't say that. It almost leads you to believe 10 years and 10 years or something like that. You don't know, or I don't know. But
Seems
See,
like
the
it doesn't seem
finished-
possible.
Finished to me means that it was originally in bourbon barrels.
I think in 6 months in rye.
And then for a short while in rye barrels.
Matured for 10 and finished. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right, Steve.
Finished
I think
in
the
makes
fact
me
that they
feel
said
like it's
matured for
after.
10 and then finished in rye means like a 3 to 6 month or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to know what the finish time frame was.
But I go back to this then. Why not try something? Is it too much? Like with 10 years in a rye. Like I want to try that.
I know.
Give me some ex rye barrels
but
and
we're
give me
also
10
talking,
years.
So
Tell me what that is.
for Scotch,
Is that amazing? Maybe. Like could be cool.
for Scotch, they love peat.
They do. And
We
what it can peat.
American, we hate peat.
Dude, I
We're-
want-
we're- peat is offensive. We're slowly growing on peat. Americans, rye is okay. Is rye peat for
Maybe-
Scotland?
Maybe I don't want it, but I do want it. But I do want like a very like what if you did like a Lefroy aged in like rye like
Aged in
ex-rye
rye
barrels
barrels.
for a hot minute. Like that would be potentially amazing. Or it could break the world. Maybe that's too much.
You know what? We
Maybe
But-
that would
but
rip a
can't
hole
we at
least
we
see
need
what
in
it
this
is?
space-time
Yeah.
continuum.
Let's at least try.
I think we need to
Let's
connect
try it.
Liberty Pole with Lefroy.
I wanna try it. What would
Those
what would it
barrels.
look like? A really crazy Highland Scotch and rye. What would that look like? Yes. Please, yes. That would be something that you're
Or a
like that's a punch
Speyside?
to the gut, dude. That sounds like something I want to get a tattoo of. Like freaking Scotch and rye combined together. Like that's a superhero, dude.
How about we change it
It's like
up?
the Wonder Twins. Rye and Scotch. Boom.
Let's do a Speyside finished in Liberty Pole's rye barrels.
That would just make a Speyside good.
fair. Okay, fair.
You're basically getting to a good
Yeah.
Scotch at that point.
Yeah. But what would that do? Yeah.
So, does this seem very scotchy to you?
No, the little bit
This
of the little
doesn't
bit of-
really seem like a scotch to
No.
me.
It's on the back end, a little bit of Scotch you're getting.
Yeah,
I get very
Without the
I'm,
rye,
I'm
it
not
would
really
be-
picking
dude,
up the scotch
Without the
aspects
rye,
of
it
it.
would be ho hum. I mean, it really would.
To me, that's why I made a comment on the back end. It's a hint of Liberty Pole's peated rye. Like you get a hint of that, like slight smoky-ish rye, but it's not. It's one and done. It's there and then mellowed out,
It's gone pretty quick.
Yeah.
That rye is very much the forefront in the
Yeah.
middle of the taste.
which I love.
Yeah.
I think
Without it, it would be-
I think this is.
It'd be nothing.
I could drink this every day and be fine.
This actually is really good.
I
I'm
mean-
surprised they did quit making this
I know.
because this actually is really good.
And we're talking.
Really? I was wondering if my next question was going to be, do we see why they stopped making it?
Yeah, for Scotch.
I mean, because
I mean, if
They,
we're
they
talking
made a lot
Scotland,
of interesting things and stopped. Like there was a lot of stuff they were making that was good. People liked it. It was sought after. They quit making
So-
it, but I think maybe because it was too hard or too much, or
Here's
they
the
wanted to simplify.
Killer about Johnnie Walker is they're an American company owned by an American company trying to get Scotch over here and Americanize it. And I think they started killing off those in Scotland that enjoyed Johnnie Walker. So they stopped doing so many experimentals to stick with them. They
Well, I
found
think-
that's the bread and butter.
I think the other thing is you got to think Johnnie Walker makes a lot of money on their basic offerings. How many times can you think about a brand or something that made really great stuff? They quit doing it because it was just they weren't making as much money off of it as their regular stuff. And that doesn't mean it wasn't good. Doesn't mean people didn't buy it, but they make enough as it is. And you got to think this is a big company that doesn't really care about. I like Johnnie Walker, but I don't think they really care that much about the customer. They care about sales.
They've
They
got
look
the
at
bottle
numbers.
the same.
They look at numbers. Yeah.
They're all
They look at
screw-offs,
numbers.
yeah.
So like all they're going to look at is what SKU, and there's a lot of companies that do this. What SKUs sell the highest? And if it's not those, they trash them. I can't think of the example right now, but there was one company that I was talking about the other day. Same thing. They looked at the SKUs and they went after the highest selling SKUs, and whatever that wasn't that, they quit making it. People lost their shit because they wanted that stuff, but they don't care because at the end of the day, it's about the money that they make, and they'd rather focus on the things that make the most money. That's probably what Johnnie Walker does. I mean, they might have thrown some stuff out there. Somebody really wanted to do something. They gave them a chance or whatever, but they had no intention of keeping it because they make plenty of money off of their regular stuff. They're never going to get rid of their red label and their black label and their blue label because that's where they make their money. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
But it seems like if that's what you've got going for you, that can fund a ton of experimental things.
Yeah,
that
but
you
there's
can
a lot
do
of CEOs
if you
that don't
really
care
love.
about that.
If you love whiskey, you can do. You will use the profits from the standard offerings to fund the experimental things that can't make money on their own, and you keep doing those things that can't make money on their own because you have the money to do it.
Head of Johnnie Walker are not Jim Beam. They're not the Booker Nose, and they're not they're not those guys. They're not about the heritage and everything. Ultimately they're about the dollar.
So you like
They're
Compass
the
Box?
Walmart of Scotch. You know what I mean?
You like Compass Box?
I do. What I've had has been great every time.
You want to know where the founder of Compass Box comes from?
Oh, great! Tell me,
Johnnie Walker, Diageo.
Oh, okay, all right.
So he was marketing
probably a
at
pet
Johnnie
project,
Walker
a little bit.
and Diageo. Everything they do is what you want from Johnnie Walker. But it was done. They do one and done, and he was not happy with it. So he
good.
decided to do his own thing. So Compass Box
He's
is
the-
that.
What? He's the whiskey
He's the-
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy that actually cares.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably the guy that tried this and went, what the? Yes, please. Let's keep doing this. Let's figure out how we amplify this. Johnnie Walker was like, it didn't do well.
Johnnie Walker, the guy, whoever is in charge, the CEO,
They've
he's
changed
not
a
Willy
lot.
Wonka.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
not like looking
That's
for
what I want.
That's what I want. But that's not Johnnie Walker. That's just not Johnnie Walker.
Yeah.
Because-
That's Compass Box.
They're ultimately
There's
about
no
their
way
sales.
they thought that thing was going to replace Black Label or Red Label.
No, but they replaced this with the high rye.
Well, that makes sense.
Does
seems-
it?
Well, I mean, I don't
look
know.
at
Maybe I haven't
so
had
different.
the high
and I'm
rye
like,
recently, but
Honestly,
like,
the high rye is not as good as this.
Oh, really?
It was good, but it wasn't as good as this because it was just it's too much. It's too much. It's really just a rye with some Scotch-esque qualities, and that's not what this is.
without the peat.
Yeah, it was good. I did like it. I like this better.
Yeah,
I do like this better.
I like this a lot better. But this, it is still
But you got to
missing
tweeze it
something.
out. This is a thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
This one-
missing for you the pipe
It's still
because the pipe actually kind of fills in the gaps.
That's what I thought. It would fill in that front
You're
gap.
completely right. With this specific strong pipe tobacco is perfect. It's a great combination. I don't think if I would like it that much without smoking something. I just don't.
Yeah.
Maybe you might get away with drinking this and eating something. That would be
Mm.
good. But I think just drinking this, you'd be kind of
You
like
got to have something else with it.
you'd be out there on an island. Yeah, you'd be a little bit like, I don't know if I am kind of lonely. You know what I mean? Like I do miss
it's
human
pretty,
companionship.
but I am kind of lonely.
Like you'd be looking at that volleyball like, maybe. Yeah. I didn't think I'd be that kind of guy, but maybe I am going to draw a face on that and start talking to it.
So what does Lefroy cost?
Which Lefroy,
10
Lefroy
here?
10?
60
$60,
something.
$65. Like
How much is this? It's gonna be
120.
too much.
120.
I love Tipsy. I don't know if he knew what he had. It's not. He even said this was no longer be made. I
How
think
much
I
did you pay
paid
for it?
$45-50.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
That does make it better.
yeah. Okay.
All of a sudden, Ryan's like, and we
Yeah.
have a winner.
This
And
is a lot better.
I'm sorry. This might be the last bottle. He
Under
has.
$50? Like, this is any Johnnie Walker under $50 that's not their red label.
For 50 bucks, that's not near as
Sure.
bad.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you want, this one? Or the Tool, yeah. I don't think, other than their red label, everything's over $50, right?
Their black might be 40. Right around 40, 45. I think double black,
Double black
is
is
close to
over,
50.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it goes what? Red, it goes red,
Green,
then green. Okay, it does go
red,
green.
green,
Black,
black,
double black.
Double
yep,
black.
and then gold.
Yeah.
I think-
Gold, and then
Blue. There might be platinum somewhere in there.
There's no white.
No, there's platinum in between. I think platinum's in between gold and black.
Blue is good.
Blue, yeah.
Blue is good,
No,
but in the
yeah.
same way that McClellan 12 year is good. It's good, but or not McClellan, Macallan. Sorry,
Okay.
I was thinking of the pipe
Still
tobacco.
not
Macallan 12 year is
No.
good.
How dare you? You're done.
I'm like, there are big differences in quality, but I'm saying it's very similar tasting flavor.
No.
I
What?
think so.
What is this, blue?
Yeah, Blue and Macallan.
Macallan 12. They're both a light Scotch, very very well done.
Sorry, you're
I'm not
talking
saying
Blue, the
I'm not
top
saying-
shelf.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Sorry,
the
the
flavors are
$250
exactly.
bottle?
Yeah, and the Macallan 12 is like $80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, what I'm saying is, when you get to a certain point, what's that term that we learned in?
You suck at life.
No, we learned about it in economics. But when you get to the diminishing returns,
diminishing returns, yeah.
when you get to a certain point, you're like, this is great, but like, am I going to spend that much more for the blue label?
know what?
Like, it's not
Okay,
that
hold
much
on.
different. It's
Hold
not
on.
that much better.
Hold on, Ryan.
What?
Would you buy, after trying, a Johnnie Walker Blue
Would I buy what? A Johnnie Walker Blue?
bottle?
For $300, basically.
275, 300.
I see it. I've been seeing it at 200.
Okay.
For 200, that's
I
a good
don't-
deal.
I
Yeah.
don't spend
Would
that
you buy
money
it?
though. I've never spent that much money on a bottle.
But if it was a lifetime bottle, would you buy it?
A lifetime bottle.
A Macallan 12.
They never last that long.
Macallan 12, Macallan. So lifetime retirement bottle. Would you?
Oh, it's a good retirement bottle. But what I'm saying about the Macallan 12 is you can buy that and drink it and buy that and drink it. And it's almost just as good as the experience you get from Johnnie Walker Blue Label. Because the problem with Johnnie Walker Blue Label is you're going to try a little bit and save. A little bit and save. So honestly, you probably enjoy the Macallan 12 more. You get what I'm saying?
So you're not
Diminishing
talking
returns.
flavor.
Diminishing returns.
You're not talking flavor. You're just talking
experience.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
putting
No,
it.
I do not think Johnny Walker Blue is worth $200.
That's what I'm getting
or
at.
$300 or whatever it is. You know?
But a high-end Scotch, like a good quality, like not super flavorful, but very good quality Scotch, Macallan 12 kind of hits that spot where it's like, this was expensive, but it wasn't that expensive, and I can drink it and not feel bad about it. The same way that you would drink a high-end, like a Johnnie Walker Blue. Very similar experience without feeling the hurt of like, I can only have little bits of this at a time. That's my opinion. Everybody wants a bottle of Johnnie Walker Blue. You're never going to open it for people. You'll have little
No.
bits here and there, right?
Yeah. Well,
But Macallan 12, you will share like and buy another one, even though it's an expensive good, and everybody knows they're getting good Scotch,
So-
right? Have you ever been given Johnnie Walker or Macallan 12? You're like, oh, this is good. I have. And it's like, every time I've had it, I'm like, they're giving me a
I
good
need to
Scotch.
seek
I
that
know
out.
what it is. I know the quality of it. I know the price of it. They're
if
giving
you
me a
like
good
port wine,
Scotch.
it's great.
For a lot of people, this is a higher end bottle. When you get that offered to you, you think, I'm experiencing something great because this is something somebody bought. They spent a good amount of money on it. It's made with quality ingredients. I know I'm going to get consistent flavor. These are all good things. You're not getting something cheaper. You're getting a certain level of quality. You're not going to get that. Nobody's going to give you Johnnie Walker Blue like that unless they're super ostentatious and they're like just kind of pretentious and like kind of like, oh, I got money to throw around. You know what I mean? Which again wouldn't matter as much. I think somebody that's like normal giving you a pour of Macallan 12 is more important than somebody with a ton of money giving you a Johnnie Walker Blue because it comes from a more special place. You get what I'm saying? The experience for me wise, I think they're the same. That's my opinion. I do love Johnnie Walker Blue.
Yeah.
So here's a hot take. Let's just say somebody gave me a $200 gift card to a liquor store. So that way it was not
You can do what you want
because
with it.
I don't
Yeah.
spend $200.
Yeah.
If I had a gift card for $200, because that money is never going to come out
It's
of my
not yours.
pocket.
Yeah, it's free money.
I can't imagine my budget ever and my wife ever being okay with
You
that.
got to spend free
But I
money.
have to spend $200.
You have to spend it. It's bad luck if you don't.
You know what I would do?
Buy
wouldn't.
multiple bottles.
I would not. Well, okay.
I know
mean,
you're
that's
right.
What are you
practical
doing?
me.
What are you
I'd
doing,
buy
my
multiple-
friend?
He's like,
I'd
give me
spend $200
give me 5 of those famous grouse there.
on. Okay, give me more credit than that. Okay, but if I was going to spend that money, I would go for an Ardbeg experimental.
Yes.
Oh.
I would not do a Johnnie Walker Blue.
Okay.
You're getting more bang for your buck.
Yeah, like that Smoky Verse, or Ardbeg or
It's
something
cheaper.
like that. But still like 180. Like which is insane to me still. Like that's still out of my
you're getting
range.
way more flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would take a risk, even having had that peppermint swirl
That's
thing.
spectacular.
That was a dud.
It was a dud.
Oh,
was
that was sad. That was really sad.
dud.
But
Sorry,
having had
spectacular.
Yeah.
yes, but having had the Bizarbecue, like I have to give them another chance. I would go for an Ardbeg experimental over a Johnnie Walker Blue if I was going to spend the money.
Fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. That
I'm
I
with
understand.
you.
See, that I get. Not a Macallan.
I'm not as familiar with Macallan
I'm not
stuff.
a fan of port wine blended with my scotch.
Well, I'm comparing
I wanna try
a sherry,
Macallan more
sherry
after-
to, you know what I mean? Like, well, it's sherry. The Macallan 12 is sherry.
It's sherry.
But I'm comparing two very kind of nondescript but quality whiskeys, Scotch whiskeys, at very differing price points, with ultimately almost the same kind of experience, unless you really know.
Right.
Most people, when they get a Macallan 12, are going to say that's the best Scotch I've ever had in my life. I know a lot of people that are air quotes whiskey people that will tell me that the Macallan 12 is the best Scotch whiskey they've ever had. And they might have had Johnnie Walker Blue,
Right.
but they can't tell the difference between the two other than the price.
Right.
I mean, there is flavor differences, but what they're looking for is quality. I mean, these are the guys that say something is smooth and they like it. Nothing wrong with that. That's average person is going to say that. That's what they're looking for, is a very smooth whiskey. We don't like that, but that's what the average person is going to do. And I just think when you're looking at the price differences and the availability, I just think that most people are going to have more of an enjoyment, more of an enjoyable experience based on the Macallan 12 than they would the Johnnie Walker Blue, because it's just so much more expensive. And when you empty the Macallan 12 versus emptying the Johnnie Walker Blue, I guarantee you're going to feel a difference. Unless you have an opulent amount of money, right?
Fair. That's fair.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just different. And you're going to be more free giving. It's going to feel better to give. It's going to feel better to pour. You're pouring people a quality whiskey that you spent, a decent amount of money on for the average person, versus like a Johnnie Walker Blue is kind of one of those bottles that people pull it out to be kind of look at me. And I'm sorry, but it is what it is. It's a good whiskey. But most people, it's like, were you saying, Ryan, where you're like, look at my bottle, or no, Art, when you were like, look at this, and this painting was $20,000, and this painting was $30,000. Those type of people are going to like Johnnie Walker Blue. That's just what it is. It is a good whiskey, but
for the wrong reason.
For the wrong reasons. Yes. Whereas a Macallan 12 is a good whiskey for the right reasons at a reasonable price. That people are, anywhere you go, unless you are a complete douchebag, if somebody poured you a Macallan 12, you would be grateful and you would be very excited about it and you would be thankful, because that is a good whiskey poured for a good reason, as a sharing kind of a thing. You would enjoy it because it is a quality whiskey at a decent price. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I think the experience is the same. And really, honestly, for me, I think the experience is better, Macallan 12, because people are going to be more free to give. That's what I think.
I won the Johnnie Walker Blue bottle in the club raffle, and there wasn't much in there. I mean, just a few inches left in the bottle. I've only busted that out maybe a couple of times since I got it. Like one was for, like, I think when my dog died, I had a little pour, and when I turned 50, I had a little pour. I'm not busting that out for people.
No,
That's like a secret
too special.
stash, and it's only for me. Like, nobody even knows I have it. I'm not flaunting that I have a bottle of Johnnie Walker Blue, and I'm also not sharing it. It's like a private moment bottle for me. I mean, and granted, there's only like just a few little there. I mean, maybe 1.5 pours left in the bottle, but I'm saving that for a private.
It's a great gift to give to somebody that for a big, like a retirement gift or something like that. Anybody who's got that and is showcasing it and pouring it for people, it's usually the look at me kind of people, which kind of makes the whole experience kind of cheap.
Exactly. Yeah. But for this bottle, for $50,
It's fantastic.
it's a great bottle for $50.
Yeah, I'm surprised it was $50 because usually their specialty stuff is,
It's up there.
and I guarantee this was way more, but maybe it wasn't selling or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, all their specialty stuff's usually way more.
But I'm not super impressed with this bottle. But for $50, I would get it. It's
for $50,
It's good
yeah.
for that price.
Yeah, and you've had the Johnnie Walker rye, right?
I have. Yep. And but it's been a while, so I don't really remember it to say like if I liked it.
It was a lot more American.
Or
it was
what,
a lot more
but-
American than this.
Yeah,
a lot more rye.
And if I pick up a Scotch, I'm not looking for American.
No.
Like that's not what I want.
I like how this has hints of it, but it's not full on.
But yeah, so I think that's the end of our Scotch series. So on to So this is our last Scotch, and then we'll move on to something else next.
Yeah, you have to stay tuned to see what it is because I don't even know what it is.
I don't know what it
You
is
know what
either.
it is? We haven't
don't know,
decided.
yeah.
We're undecided.
We'll figure it out.
That's what we do. Fly by the.
Yeah, we'll
See
find
the
out next
paints.
week with you.
All right.
Until then.
and we'll figure it
Till
out.
then.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you want more great content and other perks, be sure to support the show by clicking the link in the show notes. We can be reached on our website, whiskeychaserspod.com, with any ideas for the show. Thanks again.